If they running their mouth, then they looking for trouble. Ran right up in the knowledge, now they back in the huddle. See, they know we can fight, new content every week. Me and Dr. Clyde, keep on bringing the heat. Now they know that we driven, and they know we quitting. Yoshi and Dr. Winner, keep on bringing the energy. Unity. See, they know we ain't stopping, and they know they got problems, and they ran out of options. If they know we got a problem, can't let it go unsolved. Bring back learning, Afrocentric history, we see tomorrow. Karma's karma, I say what I say, I hear underwater. Till I see I fall off, then I bring y'all up on note. I'm back up on my Clyde winners, 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 Clyde winners. Divine winters, Clyde winters, mind bender, Clyde winters. I'm Richard, ride with ya, master teacher, create masters, Clyde winters. Give respect to the elder, Clyde winters. I somebody out there living for me. I told you somebody out there looking for me. I think there's somebody out there looking for me. I think there's somebody out there looking for me.
We have to live on the line. We have to live on the line. I have not done wrong. I have not wrong. I have not stolen. I have not framed. I have not told lies. I have not stolen food. I was not stolen. I have not fornicated with the fornicator. I have not caused anyone to weep. I have not dissembled. I have not transgressed. I have not discussed secrets. I have brought no lawsuits. I am not wrong. I am not struck kill. I am not transgressed the law. I have not been hunted. Except what I'm talking about on the song. I have not made extolling. I have not bragged. I have not cursed. I have not been violent. I have not confounded truth. I have not been impatient. I have not cursed against.
Dr. Winter's legacy is a testament to the power of knowledge and the unyielding spirit of exploration. His impact is felt worldwide, as he shares and enlightens at conferences, symposiums, and collaborative projects. His voice is a beacon in the academic world, challenging, inspiring, and always educating. His journey reminds us that the quest for knowledge is never-ending, and its impact is timeless. Dr. Winters teaches us to challenge the narratives and to learn with an open mind. As he always says, B1 is not a group, it's a lineage. Let his story inspire everybody to pursue knowledge relentlessly and to always seek the truth. Now let us welcome in the grandfather of research, the Trill OG himself, the Honorable Dr. Clyde Winters.
Down your heart. Let the researcher do the research. Oh, no, no. I don't get a kick out of telling lies. Let the researcher do the research. Oh, no, no. Spent years studying the ties. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. Black first, with strength we rise. Yeah, let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. Unite in truth and kill the lies. Let the researcher do the research. I learned to debunk my own craft. Respect is all that I had. Dr. Witches. I was sent here to finish my task, to become the greatest researcher, and that's who I am. Dr. Witches. Yeah. Na 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 na. Let the research gotta tell it lies. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. I spent years studying the tides. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. Black first, with strength we rise. Let the researcher do the research. Yeah, yeah. Unite in truth and kill the lies. Be one, be one, be one. Be one to win this fight.
We have to always
we must
remain
unite.
black
Stand up
first.
for the righteous and let your skin shine bright. Be one, be one, be one, be one. Lessons whispered at night.
You won't believe what this girl started eating to lose weight.
The reason.
What up, though? What up, though? What up? What up, though? What up, family? Yes, it's that time again. It is Thursday. And what do we do every Thursday? It is Black History Gems. Yes, yes, yes. Another edition of Black History Gems. As I tell you every week, I'm here to talk to you. I'm here in a sense to share knowledge with you. I'm here to talk about themes dealing with Black history that many people don't know about. Yes, 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 yes. I'm here to deal with many things that people don't really know about. And that's what the name of the game is, because I want to, in a sense, I want to be able to help you to know some of the latest history and things that have been hidden from us. But today, my show is a little bit different. My show today is I want to talk about the Tethers. Yes, yes, I want to talk about the Tethers. The Tethers are unique folk, and the Tethers, in a sense, are people who pretend to be us. I'm talking about foundational Black Americans, but they're not us. How you doing, Karen, Carol, and Sister Shanice? What up, though? What up, though? Yes, right. Sister Shanice, be one and proud. You got that right. Thanks for being such a great inspiration to me and many others. Thank you, Shanice, for such kind words. You're a very kind woman and an excellent researcher. She's come out with a new book, and her book is called, it's about Blacks in Britain. And it's a very interesting book. And what makes it a very interesting book is that the book, in a sense, tells us much about the history of Black people in Britain. And I'm very excited about her book, because her book, I've learned a lot more. And I can't wait in a sense until you guys get out there and get her book too, because her book is a very important book. And it's a book we all need to read. It's a book in the sense that we all need to know more about. But again, this is something that can only help us, because this is something that we, really need to know. Today, I'm going to talk about the Twilight of the Tethers, And this is very interesting because, the Tethers had a long run. And what I mean by that is that these people, in a sense, are not us, but they pretended to be us. But at the same time, many people are Tethers. Not all people, not all immigrants are Tethers. Tethers, in a sense, are people who do not like foundational Black Americans. Tethers are people, in a sense, who feel that in some way that we're in competition with other Blacks in the world, which is not true. Because we're just who we are and what we want to do. But again, in a sense, is that I think that many people who are Tethers, they hate being Black. They hate being who they are. And this is kind of sad, And this is so true. Karen Vincent says Sister Shanice is an awesome researcher also. You got that right, baby. Shanice is a great researcher. But again, today we're going to talk about some of the tethers and how many of the tethers are in decline. And much of this decline is coming from the fact, in a sense, is that they can't hide behind, the fact, in the sense that they hate themselves, and because they hate themselves, they feel it's something that they really need to spend their time talking about it. But let's get into it. There's many great mysteries. There's much history about Black people, because see, Black people are the foundation of the world. Black people were the first people to civilize the world. Black people were the first people to make inventions. In fact, in a sense, sometimes it's really unbelievable. One of the biggest things to me is that when I think about Black people in North America, and I think about the fact that they found roads. Yeah, they found 4-lane roads. Yes, 4-lane roads. And I often and they claim, in a sense, that in North America they didn't even have a horse. So if they didn't have a horse, what were they riding up and down those roads? I had to assume that back in the day, early man had motor vehicles. They had some sort of vehicles. We know it's brothers in Africa that have invented engines that can run off water, so, we're a very inventive people, and so then I just can't imagine how it used to be. And maybe one day we will, but I don't know if we'll ever really be able to really recover our history, really be able to know the great history that we've had on this planet and our contributions to the rise of civilization. We've also played a role in the fall of civilization, because sometimes, in a sense, because of our disunity, because of our warmongering, many civilizations have failed. One of the things that is very difficult, I think, for Black people is that Black people can forgive any people of any race. They can forgive any people of any race, any nationality, but it's just sad that it's very hard for us to forgive other Black people. Sometimes we hold other Black people to such a high standard that it's very hard for us to forgive them when they've done us wrong. And it's sad, and we shouldn't do each other wrong. But sometimes things occur, but we have to learn to forgive our own. We have to learn, in a sense, to be forgiving. We have to learn this, in a sense, to open up our hearts. Let the researcher do the research. Yes. Let the researcher do the research. And this is very important because, see, we need researchers. And we need researchers, in a sense, who can really, be able to teach us about the world and things like that. And so I think that being a researcher is very important. And this is one of the things, in a sense, that I think can help us to be, really positive. So it's always good to, in a sense, let the researcher do the research. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, let the researcher do the research. Dr. Clyde Winters, let him do the research. We need more researchers like Dr. Clyde Winters. Yes. Let the researcher do the research. Yes, we don't understand that it takes people who want to do research to be able, in a sense, to tell us our history. Yes, many people have taken my course, The Afrocentric Researcher. You can take it too. All you got to do is join. But if you don't, in a sense, join, understand that it's through your hard work, through your persistence, that you can become a researcher. Yes. Let the researcher do the researcher. You know what? I've written some books that can help you to be a researcher. Those books are Pathfinder, Clyde Winters in Search of the Roots of Afrocentric Studies. Yes, this book is an important book. It'll help you learn all about your history. My other book is Afrocentric Researcher by Dr. Clyde Winters. This book, in a sense, is the most important book that you will find. What makes this book important is that the Afrocentric Researcher provides you with a course. Yes, provides you with a course outline that tells you all the things you do to be a great researcher. Yes, get these books. Get these books, The Afrocentric Researcher, and in a sense, get my book, Pathfinder. These books are the books you need to be successful, the books that will make you a great researcher. Get these books, but let the researcher do the research, but you can be the researcher too. You can be the researcher, you must be the researcher, but you had to believe in yourself. You had to know, in a sense, that is through your hard work that you can do this. I have a research course, and it costs $599. I've got several students now. If you're really interested in being a real serious researcher, take my research course. You can find my research course if you go to gumroad.com and look under Clyde Winters, gumroad.com, Black History Research. After I do this presentation, I'm going to put my slides in my Patreon. It needs to be updated, but you'll find my slides on my Patreon. You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Clyde Winters 8. Follow me on TikTok.com at Clyde Winters 3. You can view some of the shorts. Many of these shorts that I've put on TikTok were done by the genius, Yoshimod. Yes, Yoshimod the genius. You can find my videos on my YouTube channel. That's where you are at right now. And then my YouTube channel, you can see many of my videos. I have over 500 videos here. Check them out. Check these videos out. Learn. And you can only learn by, in a sense, checking out these videos. You can order my books at Amazon.com. Get my book if you want to know more about the world history of Black people. Get my book, The World History of the Black Race. This book will tell you about the important Black civilizations throughout history. You see, they have a very interesting video online. And this video is Dr. Clyde Winters, First Americans Were Black. Check this video out. In this video, some brothers have discussed some of my DNA evidence that shows that the earliest Americans were Black. Check out this site. The first Americans were Black. B1 is Black first. Yes. B1 is brilliant first. Yes. To be B1 is to be Black and brilliant. Yes, we are Black and brilliant. We're B1. B1, baby. FBA. What is FBA? FBA is not a group. FBA is not an organization. FBA is a lineage. Some people, in a sense, some people are trying to, cause some sort of division, or to make it look as though black people, in a sense, are, being divisive. They've tried to say that FBA is a group. No, FBA is not a group. FBA is a way to identify us as a tribe. We're just another Black tribe like the Hausa or the Yoruba, and this is very important. I mean, we're foundational Black Americans. They don't ask anybody from Jamaica, ask them, are you African? Or they don't ask people, in a sense, from Tanzania, are you African? They come from Tanzania. They come to the Caribbean. We are foundational Black Americans. We are Americans who are Black and the foundation of this country. FBA is not a group. FBA is not an organization. FBA is a lineage. A lineage is lineal descent from an ancestor, ancestry or pedigree. As a result, we are descendants of the Black Europeans, Black Africans, and Aboriginal Blacks who built the United States. The twilight of the Tethers. Yes. It is sad to say there are many people who hate being Black. Yes, they hate being Black. They want to be white with all their heart, but you can't. Acknowledging the rift between foundational Black Americans and Black immigrants who undermine our trouble makes it fine time to acknowledge our differences and demand changes in policies that encourage this. Tethers deceive us while they undermine us. All immigrants, all Black immigrants in the diaspora are not Tethers. Get that, don't get it twisted. I'm not calling every Black immigrant a Tether. It is due to this duplicity that FBA support the deportation of illegal Black immigrants and other illegal populations. Tethers rely on white supremacists for support via their sellout of their own people and any other Black population by cosplaying Black unity when they really sell out their people behind the scene. Twilight of the Tethers, yes, yes, yes. I hate being Black, yes. There are so many people who hate being Black. Who are the Tethers? Tethers are Black immigrants who, one, attach themselves to FBA identity for benefits. Tethers are two, they harbor anti-FBA bias. Tethers are three, they undermine Black American struggles. And Tethers are four, they reject foundational Black American history except for convenience. Yes, yes, yes. This is not to say in a sense that FBA people are a group or some type of political organization. No, foundational Black American, that's just a term like Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, or Caribbean. Yes, yes, yes. Many people, in a sense, to allow themselves to be exploited. They allow themselves to be exploited in the past by the white man and today by the Chinese. Yes, yes, yes. It is sad that many African people are working like slaves. They're working like peons to make the Chinese rich, to make the Europeans rich, to make everybody rich but themselves. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why don't you want to make it better for yourselves? You have these beautiful countries, all these land, all these minerals, and all they're doing in a sense is wasting it by allowing outsiders to come in and dictate how their resources should be exploited, allowing others in a sense to own their ports, to own their railroads. That is pathetic. That is pathetic. That is pathetic. African people went through colonialism where the Europeans ruled them for hundreds of years. And now many African people and African countries are allowing themselves to be recolonized by China. Just for a few ducats, just for a few dinars, just for a few coins, just for a few dollars. They're selling out their people. And they're letting the Chinese come in and whip them like slaves. Whip them. And it's going back to that old colonialism. Wake up, stand up, man. Get off your knees and stand up. The traits of the Tether mindset include one, cultural parasitism. They're like parasites. These immigrants mimic FBA culture without respect. They sabotage by proxy the foundational Black Americans. This group of immigrants align with anti-FBA institutions, especially the white supremacists. They also are going through a process of political undermining FBA. These immigrants oppose FBA specific policies. You see, these are tethers. Tethers are not all Black people from the diaspora. Tethers are Black people from the diaspora who hate other Black people, especially foundational Black Americans. FBA have 400 years of systemic oppression, but not only systemic oppression, also resistance to that oppression. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Foundational Black Americans will fight. Foundational Black Americans are not just stood by willy-nilly and allow the people to just exploit them and use them. No. We fight. Many Tethers are the post-1965 arrivals to the United States. And these are immigrants who've come here, these Tethers who arrived after 1965. They've been benefiting from FBA gains, but although they've been benefiting from FBA gains, that hasn't allowed them, in a sense, to respect foundational Black Americans. They want to replace foundational Black Americans, you see? So they go through a process of cultural appropriation without acknowledging that they're copying off our culture. They're copying off our behaviors. They're copying off our music. They're copying off our way of life. And yet they won't acknowledge where they got this from because they want to replace FBA. Because of this thing, Black people are demanding reparations. Just the FBA people want reparations, you see? And this demand for reparations divides us from many of the Tethers because the Tethers are just happy to be in America. They're happy to be out of Africa and be able, in a sense, to step on our backs and then maybe make money over here, start companies over here. See? But they're starting these companies and they've been able to make monies because of the fights that we've done. Yes, we fought to make it possible to start businesses in America. We fought to make it possible not to be oppressed in America because of your race. You see? And yet many tethers, many people who are immigrants, they don't understand this. They don't understand that they're able to do the things they do because we fought. Tethers often object or universalize Black suffering, you see? But we have a clear, specific historical fight for justice claim based on the exploitation of our ancestors during slavery. Yes, America owes us money. The states owe us money. America and the states owe us money because they supported slavery. They supported the slave trade. They supported our exploitation. They exploited us for working in this country for over 400 years without being paid. The time is now. We deserve our reparations, baby. We deserve our reparations. But it's a new awakening, you see. The twilight is rising because we're waking up, FBA are drawing boundaries and naming anti-FBA behavior. We're pointing out these anti-FBA behaviors so that we can, in a sense, fight and change it and get people to get on code. You see, we're trying to end cultural parasitism. Many people, instead of being parasites, they should contribute to making America great too, but not by, in a sense, attacking us, not by being our enemies, but by working together with us so we can, in a sense, have allyship. Real allyship, and not just, in a sense, pretending to be allies so that, in a sense, one group can overlord the other group. No, we have to fight together to make things better for us all. FBAs need a Black think tank. Yes, we need a Black think tank where we can have platforms that discuss FBA issues, you see. We should no longer be drowned out by diversity politics. We, in a sense, have to develop our identity, not just a generic Blackness. We have to, in a sense, have focused, centered drive to make sure that foundational Black Americans are given their rights, you see. It is no way, given all these Black millionaires in this country, yes, I repeat, it is no way that given the number of Black millionaires in this country that we do not have a Black think tank funded by these millionaires. You see, because, remember, yes, you're afraid. Many Black millionaires are afraid, but you wouldn't be so afraid if you had, in a sense, an organization, a group of lawyers ready to fight and make sure that we get all the benefits that are due us in this country. We're not even getting half the benefits that we deserve based upon the Black Constitution, the 14th, 15th, 16th Amendment. That is the Black Constitution. Those constitutional amendments were made for foundational Black Americans, but we have not used them to the utmost. And the reason we have not used them to the utmost is that we have failed to have a class of millionaires to support a legal defense fund. We need a legal defense fund, and this legal defense fund should be made possible by donations from Black millionaires, and it should be fully funded. It should be fully funded. It should be funded with millions of dollars, you see, at the offset, and not just have to always wait for donations on a yearly process. It should be fully funded with millions of dollars so it can be perpetual, so it can be self, in a sense, generating, so that it can last, you see? FBA identity is not generic Blackness. We are unique people. We are foundational Black Americans. People must understand that calling out Tether behavior is not divisive. People who are over here fighting against us, people who are non-FBA, and even FBA, but especially non-FBA, that's trying to keep us down and trying to divide us and trying, in a sense, to walk on our backs and step on us and replace us. No, we're not going to stand for that. It's essential for ethnic clarity and justice, Finally, true unity must be built on truth and respect. Yes, we can be as one, but the only way we can be as one is if we fight to, in a sense, understand that we're fighting white supremacy, and that white supremacy has no friends that are not white and maybe Asian. But white supremacy, just based on the whole idea of white versus black, you can never, in a sense, be able to think that the white supremacist is going to help you. You can never believe that the white supremacist is going to fund your liberation or fund your justice. That's oxymoronic. They don't like you. That's the first law. You see? That's the first law of critical race theory. They don't like you. The second law is they want to kill you. They want to murder you. They want to eliminate you. And the third law of critical race theory is that they've created a race. They've created a race in which they're going to win. A race in which you can participate, but they, in a sense, are going to make sure that you lose. But all praises belong to God. All praises belong to the Most High, because even though these people created a program of white supremacy, a program in a sense to deny us justice, a program to hold us back, God. Through hard work, we've been able to progress. Through hard work, look at where we came from. We came from being working for nothing, being treated like property, just treated like worse than dogs. They treated us worse than animals. And yet look at us today. We live in fine homes. We have nice jobs. We have money. We have savings. These are things that they never wanted us to have. But by fighting, we got it. And that's what makes FBA different from any people on earth. We fight. We fight injustice. We fight racism. We fight to be great, to be right. The twilight of the Tethers marks a new era for FBA. It marks clear boundaries between these two groups. Now we can have honest conversation about the difference between Tethers and blacks interested in justice and liberty for all black people, not just foundational black Americans. Now that these differences are openly discussed, FBA can demand justice for FBA lineage without compromise. Yes, we demand justice. Get my book, The World History of the Black Race. This book is very important because, see, when you get this book, what you're doing in a sense is that you're learning about our history, you're learning about our world, you know. Yes. We have to make sure in a sense that we remember. Yes, we have to remember that it's about fighting, that we have to remember that it's about finding true justice. And the only way that we can have true justice in this land is to make sure that people respect us. They're not going to respect you in a sense if you hate yourself. They're not going to respect you if you're going to deny that you deserve in a sense to be given respect, you know? You have to demand respect. You have to, in a sense, stop allowing people to hate you. And you have to, in a sense, stop allowing your enemy to dictate who you are, you see? But again, this is the twilight of the Tethers. The Tethers have lost their ability to dominate. They've lost their ability to lead us down a path that can only be our self-destruction, you see? Instead of saying, I hate being black, it should be, I love being black. And I love being black because of who and what we are. I love being black that although we suffered years of torment, years of injustice, years of, in a sense, terror, we went through that terror and we became the greatest people on the planet Earth. See? We have no friends. No, you're right, Curtis. You're right, Curtis. As John Henry Clark said, we have no friends. That's right. But we had to be at least friends with ourselves. We have to accept in a sense that we can no longer allow people to speak for us who hate us. We no longer allow people in a sense to speak for us who hate being black, you see? We are the only people on the earth that made black, in a sense, a symbol of power, a symbol of liberation, a symbol of power, you see? Before us, black was a symbol, in a sense, of degradation, a symbol of darkness, you see? But we brought light to blackness because we became black and we were proud. And it's through this blackness, it's through the proudness of being who we are, that there is true, in a sense, hope that we will overcome, you know. True hope that we will be the masters of our own liberation.
If you're not going to speak up, you're the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, you're the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, you're the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, you're the ones who do. Vampires, they prey on your fears and stay away. Vampires, they prey on your fears, control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them take control your atmosphere. I am you, control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them suck your energy. It's a distraction away from me. I am you and you are me. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. Nobody but yourself. Don't follow. I said nobody but yourself. Don't follow. Nobody but yourself. Don't follow yourself. Nobody yourself. Nobody but yourself.
Our identity and our culture is black foundational Americans. Yes, yes. Wars between black Indians and whites were manufactured to produce black slaves for whites. The English, the French, and the Dutch provided the Native Americans with guns, rum, and cheap goods to purchase Native American Indian slaves. Between 1670 and 1720, many black Native Americans were enslaved. The black Native Americans were sold into slavery throughout the 13 colonies, Mississippi Valley, Canada, and the British West Indies. The majority of black Native Americans sold into slavery by whites and Indians. Slave traders were the Choctaw, the Yamasee, and other Carolina tribes. Yes, yes. Many of these tribes, like the Mandi, Mandinga, many of these tribes, we've lost their names. And their names have been lost to history because of the fact, in a sense, that when the European came, as he conquered these black Indians, he just made them slaves. And so over time, in a sense, their nations disappeared. Over time, in a sense, their history wasn't recorded. Over time, they were even able to deny that Aboriginal blacks even existed in America. They wanted to give our Aboriginal ancestors gifts. And the only problem with the gifts that they gave us was that often these blankets that they gave us carried smallpox. Yes, diseases. They also, in a sense, gave us another gift, rum, fire water. And this rum caused an addiction among us. In a sense, it led to a demand for guns because it incentivized Indian slave trading, yes. The first slaves sold in America were Indians, black Indians, selling other black Indians to Europeans to work on their cotton, not on their cotton plantations, their tobacco plantations, their rice plantations. Yes, yes, yes. We sold each other over here, just like in Africa, because of the fact that this is that we failed to understand that we are one, we are one, we are one. We should be united based upon our identity and our culture as black foundational Americans. Yes, yes. Reparations, baby, reparations. We deserve reparations. We deserve reparations like yesterday, not just today. No, not just today. We deserve our reparations. Give us our money, baby. Cut the check.
Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on code, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for resilience. Cut the check, black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on code, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for
The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black first.